Welcome back, Evan. How are we feeling today?
Great. How are you?
I'm feeling great. I think we just watched the best game of football I've ever seen in my life and one of the best rounds. That divisional round really made up for how ass the first round was.
Okay. I can agree.
That's it. We just agree. You got no
No, no,
any
let me
thoughts?
let me argue. Let me argue for the sake of arguing. That's what we gotta do here.
All right, Stephen A. Let's take it down a notch.
I trust Iguodala.
That's Max Keller, right?
I know. But it's the same idea. You know?
I want Iguodala.
Same thing. Who cares? It's just
You're just not up to date on your lore.
my lore.
All right, but let's really get into it because the Bengals are like the NFL favorites right now. The only person that can save the NFL right now is Joey Burr. Bro is really balling. What do you throw for 350 passing yards against that pass? He got sacked 9 times. Anybody ever won getting sacked 9 times? Was it 8 or 9 times?
Not two. No. I have no clue. Probably not.
Joe
I can't.
Burrow is
He's
now
gutsy.
people are I just want to be careful before he starts entering, the overrated recency bias
Oh,
phase.
yeah.
Because people can start putting him against putting him above Herbert, and then I need everybody to calm down. But he's still, I think, already a top 10 quarterback right now in the NFL.
Exactly. I don't think what's the problem. Like, who cares if he's not the best out of the draft class? He's still really good, or like a slight
But it's
tick
it's
below
like
Herbert.
it's like 1A and 1B,
Yeah. So
and then 2 is like 7.
I knew there was the unnecessary shot, but I'm kind of past that right now. So I'm trying to enjoy some football here. Thank you.
It's all right. The real thing is though, Tannehill really fell apart. I don't know what happened with him. He made started off that interception. I was sitting there and they were talking like, wow, the Titans haven't turned the ball over. Tannehill hasn't turned the ball over in his last 3 games. I was like, watch him throw a pick right here, and pretty much got baited by the DB and got picked off right away to start the game. And right from there, I can kind of tell where the trend of the game was going. Because even though Derrick Henry was back, you kind of couldn't give him all of the load. Even though he made a phenomenal play, he had the one red zone touchdown on the Wildcat, but still you couldn't give him the ball and expect him to be week 8 Derrick Henry and touch the ball 30-something times. It's just, and we've said this before, Tannehill is an above average quarterback. He's just not a guy you can put the game on his back. He's a Jimmy Garoppolo. They run the same style as San Fran. Hand the ball up 30 times and have Tannehill throw the ball 20.
Although one of them is moving on to the next round.
That's just because they had a better defense.
But he's made a Super Bowl.
Also, I credit that to the scheme and the defense. I'm not saying
that's very true.
I just think that the way San Fran structured their we got like a couple guys in the backfield.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
We'll get to them still. They're trying to run the same concept pretty much.
Yes.
And it's just better executed in San Fran. It's just the problem is in Tennessee is that Derrick Henry got overused too early in the year, and then you missed him, and trying to plug him back in might not be the easiest thing. And you definitely have more of a passing game in Tennessee. AJ Brown had a phenomenal game. Even Julio stepped up in 6 receptions on 7 targets. AJ Brown had 142 yards. He had a couple of great deep bombs. He had that one-handed catch. I don't know how he caught it. I was in shock for a couple of seconds because it looked like it just fell in the perfect place, and you want to caught it. That guy's going to be a stud. He's a borderline top 5 receiver right now. He's a baller. It's just the question becomes, can you win with Tannehill as your quarterback? He'll put you in the playoffs every year, I think, especially with the weapons he's got around him. I just don't know if you'll ever get over the top. Especially with the injury, I guess you can credit to and some weak starts. This might be one of the weakest 1 seeds I've seen in a while.
Yeah. My favorite tweet. you can take Ryan Tannehill out of Miami, but you can't take the Miami out of Tannehill.
Yeah, it's
I've seen that.
just.
I've seen that this play a lot.
I
So
mean, he his completion is never awful, but what always kills him in these big games. You get 3 interceptions. You
it's
just can't
three
be throwing the
interceptions.
ball away like that.
It feels like the interceptions are always the same. He's always like a second too late. He's staring down the receiver.
He tries to force it.
It tries to force it, and then also it doesn't help when his pocket presence is, not
Yeah,
good.
I think the first.
So
I think the pocket presence isn't awful. It's just also a lot of times the DBs
uh,
bait him a lot. It's like okay,
it's
um,
it's below average.
yeah,
It's not good.
okay,
So
but a lot of times, like I saw the first interception really is what I saw a lot against higher tier DBs and better players. He gets baited a lot, so you can tend to force those balls, and sometimes depends on the team it can work. But he really gets, he just gets outsmarted, and he's just getting beat by these better schemes in the postseason. When guys are bringing out schemes that you haven't seen in the regular season that they're saving for later in the year, he's getting cooked.
yeah, it's Cincinnati. I don't think their defense is well, especially like their secondary besides Jesse Bates. It's like anything that great, but
I
they
think I
did
think
what
it
they had
was
to do.
Jesse Bates who picked them off the
He
first
picked
play.
them off. Yeah,
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 it was Jesse Bates because he really baited the hell out of him. Yeah, I remember he turned middle, then right away baited over to the side receiver and picked him off, and I was like, it was just tough to watch. It really just showed me where the rest of the game was going.
yeah.
And Tennessee's defense really came to play. Both defenses came to play, but Tennessee, when anything, they were in the backfield damn near every play.
Yeah.
So I was going to say Joey Burrow. Joe Burrow, the passes that he completed, he was getting hit. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback get hit that much, and he got sacked 9 times. But what he
Yeah.
did a great job of doing was minimalizing the damage, where he was getting hit and just taking the sack. He was taking the sack or throwing balls away and going down. I saw a couple times. I'm trying to think what game it was. It might have been. Now I don't remember, but sometimes those young quarterbacks try and do a little too much to try to roll backwards a little bit. Mahomes does that sometimes when he gets sacked. You roll back 15 yards and get dropped. He did a good job of just taking the sack and not turning the ball over, not fumbling the ball, and he minimalized that damage.
Yeah. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. He's just does what he does. He's that dude. He's that dude.
And I said it last
He's
week.
a good
I think
player,
his
man.
biggest talent is be able to sit in the pocket and be cool, calm, and collected. He didn't look phased at any point.
Yeah.
That's tough for a young quarterback who's never been on this type of stage. I know he played at LSU, but still, the division
One national championship.
The NFL is just, it's another level too.
Yeah. Yeah. They're playing. They played away in Tennessee, not the easiest place to play. So.
And it's just, I don't know though how they're going to fend in the next round. It's just really because the offensive line is their last puzzle piece to being a really good team.
Yeah.
And against the team that's going to have a better offense, like Kansas City, you're not going to be able to shut down that offense like you did Tennessee.
Yeah, no.
And honestly, their defense isn't all that bad. You got some guys that can get in the backfield.
No, Tennessee's okay.
No,
Their front seven.
I'm talking about the Chiefs. That they're
Chiefs. Oh, okay.
Like Chris Jones is going to be in your backfield a lot.
Frank Clark too.
And they're not the best defense, but still, I think they're actually the best. Up until last week, they were the best red zone defense in the league.
I think so. I think that's true.
And I just don't know how I can see this team winning next round, but hats off to Cincinnati. I really want to see them win.
Oh, yeah.
They're just exciting to watch. They're a great time. Jamar Chase is just
they are
superhuman. T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, a lot of young studs.
They're what Tennessee was a few years ago when they beat New England away, Baltimore away. It's kind of the same thing.
It's just that Tannehill wasn't as exciting as Jamar.
It wasn't exciting, but obviously, but that was the peak. Yeah. It was a breath of fresh air. It was different. It was also cool to see someone take down New England. So,
but So far, so good. 2 playoff wins in the same year, already as much or maybe more than Dallas in the last 25 years. So I'd love to see
Mm.
that. Yeah, go Bengals. I want to see them. I want to see them keep winning. I don't think they're going to win, but I love my Bengals.
Yeah, been a big fan since day one.
But this next game really pained me. That San Fran Packers
Mm.
game. Holy God. I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers seeing him lose again to San Fran. And honestly, I think now he has the most playoff losses against one team, or the worst. It's one of those. He's really he's 0-4 against San Fran. He's been he didn't even play that bad. What was he, 20 for 29, 225 yards, but no touchdowns killed him. They got in the red zone a couple times, couldn't punch it in. It was a tough game to watch because it really came down to special teams.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that's somewhere that they struggled all year, was it not?
Uh, special teams hasn't been their strong suit. Green Bay. On the last kick on the game winning field goal, they had 10 guys on the field after calling a timeout.
Mm-hmm. And they also
Like,
missed a field goal.
And they missed the field goal, the block punt. Obviously,
They really lost. Like, don't get me wrong, the offense should have done better. It was also really awful conditions in Green Bay.
Yeah.
But you got to give me more than 10 points. I get how good this defense is, but then you can't be having a blocked punt and a missed extra point, missed field goal. With those two alone, this San Fran team can't put up points with Garoppolo. He's threw the ball 19 times, but they just don't make that many mistakes. They're not turning the ball over that much. I know he has 2 interceptions last 2 games combined, but still they don't make that many mistakes. It's one here and there game. It's only really caused by Jimmy. The defense is playing phenomenal. Debo can get you a first down anytime you need. Kittle's been balling. He missed that one open reception over the middle of the field. But other than that, he's an animal. He's great in the block game. Elijah Mitchell and Debo same. Then Juszczyk came in and gave me 14 yards on 2 rushes. They're tough to hang with in that cold weather because you just run it down your throat. But I just don't see how the Packers lost this game. It's really awful.
an awesome play was a 3rd, 4th down, the toss play, and Trent Williams coming in motion as a blocker with a head start. That was an awesome play, which is why Mike McDaniel, please come to Miami, please. I want that running scheme, please.
That scheme that they run, that offensive style is beautiful. Because I hate to tell it to you, Tua is going to have to be a guy that can only throw the ball 25 times a game max. He's not going to be.
Really? You're telling me that? Damn, I'm broken by that comment.
I'm not broken, but I'm saying still, that's a system I could really see them employing to win games where you're throwing a lot of. Not even my bad, I said that wrong, but still, you have multiple guys in the backfield that can get you yards. Maybe you can hand it off to a couple of receivers, and then dink and dunk your way up the field to your quarterback. He can strike a couple times. He's real accurate. Jimmy Garoppolo is a fairly accurate quarterback, but they limit him to 20 to 25 passes a game.
Yeah,
and it works. Year in, year out, they're here, so they're doing something right.
They are doing something right. Credit to San Francisco. They're a good football team. Kyle Shanahan is a good football coach. I said that or in the offseason. He's a good football coach. Really, really good football coach.
What does that tell me now? Is Rodgers out? I think he's almost guaranteed gone, especially because of the way they restructured his contract. They have the worst cap situation in the league. I'm pretty much guaranteeing him to ship out and be in Pittsburgh or Denver. And
Miami.
But seriously,
yeah. Yeah, him, Devontae Adams.
I could even see him going to Chicago especially because they fire Nagy and those guys. If he gets the coach he wants and goes to a division rival, I could see that just being a very Rodgers move.
Do you think he would go to Chicago? I don't think so. I don't think he would want to go there.
I could see him giving a big FU to LaFleur in Green Bay and being like, well, you didn't let me get the keys. Those guys over Chicago, let me pick the coach, let me run my plays and do what I want over here.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think
You don't
that's
think there's no realm of possibilities? I think
no,
Pittsburgh is
no.
my number one
I
option right now.
I really don't know. I really don't know who I have.
He's got receivers in
I,
Pittsburgh. He loves
I,
Tomlin.
maybe Denver could be an option too. John
Denver's been
Elway
blessed with their quarterbacks too.
with with Peyton Manning, experienced QB, Hall of Fame QB. Here, enjoy.
I still can't
2-3
believe they let
years.
him out of Indy. That was still the most shocking thing to me. But still, that's not even what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, they got Andrew Luck and they wasted him. So what can you do? Now they got Carson Wentz.
Andrew Luck would have been a Hall of Famer.
Oh well, stuff happens and they're
I think Aaron Rodgers is good as gone. I think Devontae Adams is gone, and even Adam Jones might be gone. Aaron Jones, my bad. Why say Adam Jones?
You say Adam Jones?
I had to say Adam Jones by mistake. I meant Aaron.
Okay.
I think all three of those guys, but maybe not Aaron Jones, are good as gone.
Yeah, fair enough. I wonder if they have like any linemen too. I'm not sure.
The only reason I say it too is also because of the cap situation.
Well, yeah. So.
But then now, I mean, we saw how they played behind Jordan Love. That team was awful that week he played. Even those snaps that they took out in week 18, he was kind of shaky. And now, especially missing your top weapons. If you're a running back one, it's going to be A.J. Dillon. Your top receivers are going to be Allen Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, Randall Cobb. Your quarterback is Jordan Love. I see this being a 5-win team.
Yeah, for those guys, that's gonna be a rebuilding job. They've already they've blown it. They've blown the window. It's done.
Yeah, you're gonna have to blow up the whole thing.
Yeah, when Aaron Rodgers steps out of the building for the last time, it's time to reload. Time to rebuild.
Do you let Jordan Love start? You got to bring in a veteran, maybe give him some competition.
I think you need to bring in a veteran. Don't comfort him. You need someone
or even
to bring in.
Even.
I'll bring a veteran.
You can go after one of those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe even that's I was gonna say maybe those guys could try and trade for a Derek Carr, but you want to rebuild.
No. Why is your obsession with Derek Carr getting traded?
I just really think that they're gonna blow it up now. Especially when they bring a new coach, and a lot of times they want their own quarterback. I just think they're going to blow it.
Well, that's what they said last time when Gruden was here. That he didn't like Carr. He was going to trade Carr, and he's still here.
But speaking of Vegas, why not bring in Mariota? That's another guy I really want to see him get a chance.
Hey,
he didn't.
I like that. I actually like that.
Gardner
I like
Minshew.
That. Hey,
those are both guys you can get for cheap. That can be day one game changers.
Daniel Jones.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
I say that as a joke just because coming up for the draft, I want to see the Giants keep Daniel Jones, and only because I think he may not be the future as a franchise quarterback, but no matter who you plug into here, if you draft Kenny Pickett in the first round, plug him into what we have now with no added offensive lineman, he will fail.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you bring in here now, they're going to fail. You need to build the line, bring in a good culture, and then from there you can start being, oh, I want this quarterback, I want to trade for this guy or draft this guy. I just, similar to what Buffalo did, I want that to be the last piece. How they made fun of me. Oh, the year before they should pick Mahomes. Well, they waited, built their line, built their defense, then went and got Josh Allen, and look where they're at now. So I'm glad we brought in their assistant GM. Is it Sheen it's pronounced?
Is it Sheen at the showing? I don't know. He was with Miami for a little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's Sheen.
Oh, yeah. I have no clue. I actually had no clue that he was a part of the Dolphins organization until I read that. I was like, oh, yeah. Thank goodness he left a lasting mark on this organization.
Well, he wasn't even a high up position, was he?
I think he was like an assistant. I think he might have been assistant GM or like director of player personnel.
I thought you were probably that, because I thought you were like the big guy of no one makes lateral moves in the NFL.
It is different in the front office The front off, unless he
I
got
was talking
fired.
about when I
Unless,
said
unless
that.
he
I
got
said
fired.
no one makes lateral moves. That's what we were talking about the front office when he said
Unless he got let go. That's different.
that. Okay,
So
then he can make a lateral move.
then he can make the lateral move. There you go.
But yeah,
Also, we're talking about head coaches. Head coaches don't make lateral moves.
okay. So now Rams and Bucks. This game was made me want to rip my hair out. After I watched this game, I was like, no way the game's get crazier than this. But we'll talk about that one.
Mm-hmm.
This Rams game had me thinking in the first half that they were going to annihilate them. It was about to be like 45-15. They were just going to absolutely shellac them. And hats off to Matt Stafford for staying composed, because I would have been annihilating my teammates. I mean, they fumbled the ball like 4 times in the second half.
Yeah.
Cam Akers lost 2 fumbles. You were out like within the 5-yard line to end the first half. You should have scored at least 3 points there. You probably would have scored a touchdown. He fumbled another time in the second half. Cooper Kupp lost a fumble. You lost 4 fumbles in the second half. And you're giving Brady 4 extra drives to come back and beat you. He's going to put points on the board. Now, once again, I like to say, thank God you had Matt Stafford, because you lose this game with Jared Goff, I think. Matt Stafford 366 yards and 2 touchdowns. So while his teammates turned over the ball 4 times, he stayed composed and really killed it. And Cooper Kupp balled out. Odell balled out. Even though he only had 6 receptions for 70 yards, he made some real pretty catches. A couple back shoulder sideline catches. He made some nice plays. Odell was a great addition to this team. Like, the league is lucky that they don't have who's your receiver that just tore his ACL? For LA, the receiver that just tore his ACL.
Robert Woods.
Thank you, Robert Woods. The league is lucky you don't have Robert Woods, because that might be like the best 3-headed monster in the league right now in terms of a receiving core. It'd be right up there with like Cincinnati, and I don't even count Kansas State because that's a different animal.
Yeah,
that's like a duo. But still, it'd be a real deep receiving core. Backfield solid with Sony Michel and Cam Akers, even though Cam Akers really scared me this game.
He was terrible.
Those 2 fumbles. He's gonna get a reduced load the next game.
What was his stats? They were pretty bad, right?
I mean, 24 carries for 48 yards. I mean,
that's like
I don't know
2 yards a carry.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they didn't give Sony Michel a couple more carries at the back.
Yeah,
1 carry, which I'm very surprised, just because
isn't that the reason why you
came back from Achilles injury?
Yeah, is that why you brought in Sony Michel to balance the workload? I get it, because Cam Akers was out, like made his triumphant return, but still.
It worked out. I mean, I'm not the offensive genius, so I can't be making the calls over there in LA. It worked out. It was really just turnovers that killed them. I don't see this being a continuing issue, especially because of how good Tampa's defense is. They were really targeting those strips and they killed it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got real lucky, because you can't give Brady those extra chances.
Yep.
And honestly, you know who I've been really high on is Leonard
We've been really high. Yes, he's going to get.
Because
he's gonna get paid somewhere.
Great job with him. They don't give him the ball that many times, so he's making a play every single time he touches it. He can catch the ball, he could run the ball, and he'll run through your DBs.
Playoff Lenny, man. That dude's a different animal.
Get a check.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys here that should get paid, because Brady elevated the careers, and I could see them going elsewhere. I don't see how you could pay Leonard Fournette, and especially if you pay the whole defense. You got Mike Evans. A lot of guys.
Godwin too. I think he's gonna walk, in my opinion. I think he's gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Then they'll watch. Now they're gonna. Scotty Miller is gonna be like the next X guy next season.
Yeah, I know their centers also have his expiring deal as well. So
are gonna have to get paid over here. But their defense is just stifling, man. We got a lot of veteran guys. There's a lot of young guys who are really killing it over there. And this defense is the scariest, in my opinion. Yeah, I get how scary that LA defense is. It's like an all-star roster, but something at Tampa Bay, they just want to like punch you in the mouth every play.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Ndamukong Suh?
I'm familiar with his work.
He's a menace, and I really haven't seen any drama for him ever since he's been in Tampa Bay.
No. Nothing really. I know, like, well, he got called for. Didn't he get called for like a roughing the passer or like something, or like he said Stafford kicked him. Although people are making fun of him because, like, he stomped people for a living in Detroit.
I don't know why he'd even say something like that.
Yeah, it's like, what?
This team's gonna be good. Did you see Antonio Brown's tweet? That was pretty funny.
I did. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's gonna get a contract somewhere else, isn't he?
Oh yeah, for a fact. Did you see? I forgot whose podcast it was, but he was talking about who wants to play with next. And they're like, "Oh, you play with the GOAT. Who
Yeah.
you want to go with next?" He
Was
said,
was
"He
it
wants
was it
to play
Nelk
with
Boys?
Lamar
Was it the
Jackson in
Nelk Boys?
Baltimore."
Yeah,
I
I
think it
saw
might have
that.
been Nelk, but still,
Yeah.
he's like, "I want to go play with
He
Lamar.
threw up
Give him his flowers."
he threw up a post with the Photoshop.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that would be pretty cool. The question is, would the organization want to have him? I know Lamar wants to have him. He responded to that tweet, but it all comes down to what the front office thinks. Is he a risk worth taking? And I could see him getting upset real quick just because of how much that team runs the football.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird fit.
But
Not
whatever.
sure.
They need a receiver though.
Yeah. But why him?
He's still a high producer. He's still a baller. I like in all seriousness.
Yeah, but do you want that headache again?
I don't know. They're kind of desperate in Baltimore.
Hmm.
All right, but
UD Baltimore.
Next game though is Bills Chiefs. I think the best football game I've watched in my life. That game had me on the edge of my seat. I don't even know what to say at this point. I was so high on that Bills team, and I really thought they were going to close it out. And they played so well. Gabriel Davis, where did that come from? Yeah, Stephon Diggs only caught the ball, 3 times? Gabriel Davis had 8 receptions, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns.
And 4 touchdowns? Yeah.
Unreal. That'd be a fantasy
dude
slaughtering. A lot of it was also because Stephon Diggs took 2 or 3 defenders with him everywhere he went.
Yeah.
But still, the routes were crisp. If you can get that DB fall.
Yeah, that was just disgusting.
Then obviously Kansas City things. I think the game falls down to Patrick Mahomes, his improv ability. He ran the ball for 70 yards, just squiggling circles, running around people and throwing little flick passes. That 2-point conversion was just unreal. When he rolled around immediately, just flicked it to the back corner of the end zone. I was just the Tyreek Hill, but I know I see this every time. I see how fast he is. I know how fast he is. But he just runs past the defense. He caught a 15-yard slant and turned it into like a 64-yard touchdown.
Insane.
I was sick if I'm Buffalo.
I'm not.
I knew whoever was going to get that coin flip was going to win the game.
Yeah.
Neither team could stop the other team. You got to blame your defense in Buffalo. Couldn't stop.
That was
13 seconds.
That was embarrassing. That is an embarrassing on defense. Like, I don't care if it's Pat Mahomes. That's 13 seconds. Come on.
I don't care if it was Brady. I don't care
so
if it was
soft.
Rodgers. I don't care if it was Elway. I don't care who it was. They shouldn't be able to go up the field in 13 seconds.
Unbelievable. And it wasn't it wasn't like a
squib to kick the ball up the field.
That's true. But that being said, also, how do you not stop them? It's not like they pulled out like a Miami Miracle play where they just keep reversing, tossing the ball. They ran 3 plays?
2 plays and a kick, I think.
It
was 3 plays.
3 plays for 13. Like, what? How? Like, why is the defensive back so soft? It's
But
awful.
That being said, I think it doesn't have to be the regular season because I know you want to reduce the snaps on these guys, and the NFLPA wouldn't allow it. But in the postseason, it's got to be some form of college rules shootout. At least let both teams touch the ball once.
It's just the worst. Why is it that they want? Okay, so they talk about all this reducing snaps and all injuries and stuff, but they added an extra game. They added another week. And they reduced the preseason for players to not get back into the swing of things. It's so idiotic. The logic here, it's dumb. It's dumb. If you want to keep it for the regular season, go ahead. whatever.
Postseason's got to
Postseason, it's different. It's different.
I was honestly saying too. I was talking about this with Carlos. They can almost do like superstar KO and Madden. You got to let both teams get a drive, and you have to take a 2-point conversion.
That's probably that's a good one. I like that.
Because also the likelihood of both teams driving, scoring touchdown, and getting 2-point conversions not as much.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But it's got to be some form of both teams get the ball.
Or
I know Kansas City also drew up something where after they lost to the Patriots, they wanted to put that into action, and it didn't get through. Which kind of works out ironically.
Yeah,
and it is what it is. I get the rules of the rules, but it makes it better for the team that loses. It makes it better for the fan base. We would have seen an absolute like a 60-point game if let both teams go head to head.
Yeah, it's just it's stupid, dumb. It's really dumb.
With that being said, I don't know a team that's going to hang with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill now. We're making fun of this where they started 2-3. We're like, oh no, and we said from the beginning, don't be worried, they'll be fine. Let them figure it out. They want a massive win streak, and now they're killing teams in the postseason. Like, the only way I said is to beat this team is to outscore them. Buffalo got this close to doing it. You're not going to slow them down on offense, but you're going to have to outscore them. They're going to give you 30 to 40 points guaranteed every week.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm looking at Cincinnati next week, and I don't think with that offensive line they can give me 35 points.
I don't think with that defense they can stop Kansas City.
That's a guarantee. Kansas City is giving me 35 next week.
Yeah.
But the thing is now, can they score 35 plus? No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Josh Allen, I saw a stat. He threw 12 incomplete passes and 9 touchdowns in the last 2 playoff games, and he's eliminated. That's unreal. And you can check out our article on the website. That guy is a stud. He's an animal. One of my biggest mispredictions of the biggest misprediction of my career. I love watching him play, and I think I addressed that too. This is going to be the new framework for the next step of quarterback. I even think I saw Colin Cowherd talking about it. These, lower school guys with a lot of upside, you bring into an organization that could teach these kids and develop them to have unreal athletic upside. And these big body guys that could run the ball, throw the ball. It's just an unreal style quarterback. We've never seen something like this. Josh Allen's 6'5", 240 something, running around in circles and throwing the ball up the field. He had an 84% completion rate, I think, against them.
Something crazy.
Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. These guys are going to be the next style quarterback, and that's the reason why Trey Lance honestly got drafted at 3rd overall, or 4th overall.
Yeah. 3rd.
Wasn't it? San Fran was 3,
yeah. Because Miami was there and they traded all that stuff.
But still, that's the reason why Trey Lance got picked. They're these project quarterbacks, and the next big thing, these athletic freaks that need an organization to teach them, and it's changing the game.